Joe. I'm so glad you're here. I thought, well, you didn't come down to eat. I thought maybe you ate upstairs.
No. I was finishing up a brief. Is this your day off?
Yes, and I've been bored to tears. But I'm glad you're here. Now we can just play the rest of the day.
Ooh, wait a minute. You gotta know I'm a working man, and I can't really play the rest of the day, whatever that means.
Well, you know what it means at night, don't you?
You know, I'm glad you brought that up. There's something I've been meaning to tell you, and I think now would be a pretty good time to do it. Have a seat.
All right, Joe, you know we can talk about anything. What is it?
I'm serious, first of all. Second of all...
How's this for timing? Lunch crowd's gone, and I have fixed something quite tasty for the three of us to eat.
Look, can we have no more of this nonsense about you leaving Port Charles? It's quite... You're staying here. You're not going anywhere. All right?
Robert, it means a lot to me that you're saying this.
Yeah.
But it is not very practical.
Practical schmactical. Who's the... I'm being serious.
Don't you think I am? I am a writer. I'm a journalist. That is what I do for a living.
Yeah. And you know, you're really good at it, too. You're really excellent at it.
I need a job. And to get that, I've got to go where the action is, and that's in Manhattan. Please, Robert, do me a favor. Don't make this any harder than it already is.
Okay, so you've got yourself into another mess. Let's see if I can get you out of it.
Did you ever see such a mess in your life? I don't think we're ever going to get this place cleaned up.
I love your eternal optimism, darling. Hey, kid, take this out, put it away with the rest of the junk.
Oh, no, I gotta take it out. I gotta take everything out around here. Take this out, put it out with the rest of the junk, will you?
Certainly. Your Highness, please, allow me.
Did he say, Your Highness?
His Highness, the Prince of Malcooth.
Your Highness, as you can tell, we didn't expect you.
It is of no consequence, Mr. Spencer. A pleasure to see you again.
Thank you, Your Highness. May I present my friend, Miss Tiffany Hill?
Charmed, Miss Hill.
Oh, Your Highness, please forgive the way I look. I mean, we had no idea that you were coming. If you would excuse me for just a moment, I will make myself presentable in no time at all.
Please do not trouble yourself on my account, Miss Hill.
Oh, I want to. I promise I'll be right back. Excuse me, please.
And this young man is Blackie Parrish.
Oh.
A pleasure.
It's my pleasure. I mean, I ain't never met a real-life prince before. I expected him to wear a crown or something.
Only at court, Mr. Parrish.
Yeah.
But as I believe you say here in your country, I assure you I am the real McCoy.
McCoy. Yeah, well, I guess it's fairly obvious that we haven't got the place back together yet.
If I may speak to you about that, Mr. Spencer.
Certainly. Sit down. Blackie, why don't you get to work on the pile of garbage over there, will you, Pop?
All right. Look at him. He's wearing a real suit, just like us.
Yeah, just like us.
The condition of your ship is one reason why I wanted to come here personally, Mr. Spencer. I'm very much aware the damage was done by my brother David. And for that, I apologize.
Well, thank you, but that's over now.
I'm also aware that my brother was responsible for much more than physical damage. He also caused you to suffer a tragic personal loss.
That's over, too. As long as we're talking about your brother, I hope that you know that his death was an accident.
Yes, I believe I have all the facts. I grieve for David, of course, but less for him than for all the wrong he did. What I am trying to do now is remember David as he was when we were children, not as the evil person he became.
If Your Highness will be reminded, you wish to mention the awards ceremony.
Thank you. You know Mr. Spencer, the distinguished mayor of Fort Charles?
Mr. John Everett.
Mr. Everett has generously offered the use of his reception room for the presentation of my token to you. I hope that will be agreeable.
Well, naturally, Your Highness, I'm very honored by the offer and everything. It's just that I'm not real big on ceremonies or awards. You understand, I really appreciate the sentiment.
I believe I understand. You do not wish an elaborate presentation.
The fewer the better. Just some close friends, maybe my aunt, if that's all right with you.
Mr. Spencer, I am in your debt. As to the ceremony, we will certainly accede to your wishes. All of Malcooth is grateful to you, sir, and eager to gratify your desires.
Well, since you say that, there is one thing that I appreciate.
You have only to name it.
There's a very capable young reporter here in Port Charles, someone who was a big help in finding your brother for us. I was wondering if you would consider granting exclusive interview.
With Your Highness's permission, His Highness never grants interviews to anyone.
My aide is correct. I have a very firm policy regarding the press. No interviews.
I know that, and I appreciate it. That's why I'm asking for the favor.
Considering what you have done for me and for Malcooth, you have a right to make such a request, and I shall honor it, Mr. Spencer. The interview is granted.
Thank you.
Robert, please be reasonable and understand that I have to go back to New York and start over again.
Well, what about your sister? Do you suppose she wants to go back to New York?
I let her make her own decision. I think she understands that I have to do what I have to do. She's already saying goodbye to everyone over at the hospital.
Okay. Okay, if you're really serious about this. How much money have you got?
Enough.
Be a little more specific. How much constitutes enough?
A couple $100.
You're going to go to New York job hunting on that?
I have to.
Now who's not being reasonable? How long do you think you're going to last in New York on a couple of $100?
As long as it takes to get me a job.
And what happens if you run out of money before you find a job?
I guess I'm going to have to face that problem when I come to it.
Look, at least let me lend you the money.
Thanks, but no. I don't know what I can do to make you understand that I've got to do this by myself.
Always alone, huh? Always by yourself. Look, the both of us belong here in Port Charles.
Did you just say that? I can't believe it. You, Robert Scorpio, Mr. Rolling Stone?
Yeah, well, I almost gagged on it myself, but I said it, and I meant it. I want you to stay here.
Why?
For me.
If you two will excuse me, I am a working lady, you know.
Thanks, it was delicious, Rose.
Good. Well, of course, I made it.
So, you said there was something serious you want to talk to me about?
I've been thinking a lot of Dr. Katz lately, and the last thing he said to me before he left, he said that you would never, ever really change.
Come on, Joe. Dr. Katz is in the past. Unless you're implying that you still think I had something to do with his being shot.
No, I'm not implying anything like that. You told me you were at your mother's that night. Why on earth wouldn't I believe you?
Then what's the problem?
There's no real problem. I'm just saying it's time for caution. Stop pushing.
I don't know what you mean.
Then I'll clear it up. It means let things go their own natural way. Things like the psychiatric evaluation and the presentation of that evaluation to the court. Don't try and manipulate it.
Joe, it's beginning to sound as if you don't trust me.
Entirely? No, I don't.
Well, then what does that mean? You don't want to see me? You don't want to go out with me
Of
anymore?
course I want to go out with you, and of course I want to see you.
Tonight?
Tonight? It's not what I'm trying... Would you listen to me? What I'm trying to say is very simple and very straightforward. Don't push it. Hello, Rose.
Hi, Bert.
Heather, Joe. Joe, can I speak to you for a minute?
Well, I'll go see if I can help Rose out. Hey, Rose, guess what?
What?
Joe's going to take me out tonight.
Am I supposed to be surprised?
No, it's just we're going to go out someplace extra special. We're going to go out dancing in a romantic restaurant somewhere. I think I might even go over to Delphina's and buy myself a fabulous dress.
Delphina's? You're not kidding. Tonight must be real special.
I'm going to make sure it is. Joe, I have to go out for a few minutes.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I'll be back later.
Okay.
Bye, Heather.
Bye.
Well, Joe, the papers on Cynthia Elliott came down. They're over at my office on my desk waiting for your signature as her attorney of record.
Okay, what did they direct?
Just as we expected, we have to drive her upstate to a maximum security residence for the criminally insane. You're going to have to go along with me to protect her rights and to get her admitted.
Okay, well, I'd want to go anyhow.
Oh, good. I'm going to get a deputy to drive us up there, and I'd like to leave early this evening. Is that all right with you?
Oh, this evening?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to break a date. But no, it's all right. It's work. It's fine. Just go get the papers and the deputy and come back and pick me up. I'll have my bags packed.
Good. See you later. Bye, Rose.
Hi, Bert.
I do expect that the ship should be completed within about a month. So I thank you for your consideration, sir.
It is my pleasure. I shall see you at the mayor's office.
Right.
Your Highness, you're not leaving yet, surely.
I'm afraid I must, Miss Hill. I regret there was no time to spend with so attractive a lady.
Well, thank you. I regret it also. There was so much I wanted to hear about Malcooth.
It would be my pleasure to tell you about my country. Perhaps at the award ceremony, we can find time to become better acquainted.
I'd love it.
Then we shall make a point of it. Until then, allow me a gesture. A token of beauty for an exceedingly beautiful woman.
Thank you. I really don't know what to say.
I'm sure at our next meeting we will find much to say to each other.
I assure you we shall.
And now, my dear Miss Hill.
Oh, please, Tiffany.
Dear Tiffany. I'm afraid duty calls. Until later, at the ceremony.
Your Highness, I can hardly wait.
Tiffany, you drive me straight up a wall.
14 karat. Well, that's good for a start, I guess.
The prince?
Of course, darling. Who else?
Well, obviously, you ain't lost your touch.
Lost? Oh, Luke, darling, this is only the beginning. You just wait until I hit high gear on this one. I wonder if they have any emeralds in Malcooth. Do you know? I look absolutely stunning in green.
Or red, as in rubies, like what you're wearing now. That'd be nice.
Oh, yeah. Do you think you could do without me for a while, please?
Me? I could never do without you, Tiffany.
No, actually, the prince wants to get to know me better tonight at your little awards thing, and I've got to rush over to Delphina so I can get a nice little dress.
Uh-huh.
So I look dashing for the man.
Well, somebody ought to warn the poor guy. He doesn't know what he's in for. Go for it, baby. Go for it.
The guy
Would you take the junk? I got a date with a broom.
Oh, I better go get my purse.
Hey, wait. You want me to help you out with that?
With what, darling?
Oh, picking out a sexy outfit. I figure you might want a man's opinion, you know?
Oh, that's very sweet, Blackie, darling. But when it comes to a man's opinion, I wrote the book.
Cat got your tongue?
Tiffany's going out to put the old arm on the prince.
So what else is new?
I mean, what's that guy got that I ain't got, man? I'm better looking than that chump.
You hang on to that.
I mean, really, what does he have that I don't have, Scorpio?
Okay. A small country to start with.
Eh.
And a whole collection of beautiful crown jewels.
Big deal. Correction. Crown jewels.
There's a problem.
You notice, it's a big M.
Yeah, well, Jackie seems determined to leave.
Jackie's just plain determined.
Yeah, well, for the first time in my life, I don't appear to be able to see a woman walk away.
That sounds a little scary. Didn't you try the old Scorpio charm?
Yes, but Mighty Casey struck out. I'm depending on you for an idea.
Oh, I was hoping you were going to ask about it. It's already in the works.
Really?
Yeah. The Prince of Malcooth was here, even as we speak, and he agreed to give Jackie an exclusive interview. And in case you're not impressed, he never gives interviews.
Wait a minute. He's going to give her an interview for a paper she doesn't work for. Where does this work out?
Come on, Scorp. It's the old cart before the horse routine, you know? First she does the interview, and it's so good that she then gets a job.
A job, here? Maybe?
Here, win Port Charles. Why not the Port Charles Herald? You want to hop over there and talk to the editor? I got a lot of stuff to do here.
Here, see if you can make this work.
You're here, so what's so vital you couldn't talk to my city editor outside?
Well, what's vital, Ian, It is Ian, isn't it?
Yes, to some people.
Right. Well, you see, what's vital, Ian, is that you don't seem to have the sort of reporters that you should have.
Good reporters just don't come out of the woodwork. You may not know this, but I was only brought in here recently. And the reason I was hired for the job was because this paper's gotten sloppy. My job is to bring it back to life and bring it back to life fast.
Well, this may be your lucky day, pal.
All right, what's the pitch? I know you're not looking for a job, so what are you selling?
You know the Prince of Malcooth is in town.
Of course I know.
What would you say to an exclusive interview with him? One that would lift your circulation and lend credibility to the Herald.
You think I just sit here doing crossword puzzles? I've been trying to get an interview with him since the moment I heard he was in town.
He turned you down flat, right?
He doesn't give interviews. You can quote me on that, huh?
Yes, well, I happen to know a young writer that can get you that interview exclusively.
If that's true, which I doubt, I'd like to meet this guy.
Her.
What?
The reporters are her.
I don't care if the reporters are him, her, and it. For an exclusive interview with the prince, I might even kill.
Okay. You ring up the Croydon Hotel. You ask for a Jackie Templeton. You write this down. You say to her, that she's seeing the prince tonight, and you want a piece on him.
Simple as that?
Well, there is one little condition.
I knew it. Here it comes.
Well, just standard business practice, you know, sort of protecting sources, so to speak.
Meaning?
Meaning that I don't want Jackie to know how you know that she's at the Croydon, or how you know that she can get your story. Agreed?
Then, Delphina, you do understand, darling. I'm not out to stun your run-of-the-mill zillionaire. This is a genuine prince.
Prince? Oh, you mean not even one of those weird little counts we used to meet on the Riviera? As I clearly recalled you wasted 3 days on that funny little man from Poland. Or was it Bulgaria? I don't know, someplace like that.
Well, darling, as I recall, you were doing handstands over some South American duke, and he turned out to be a cab driver from Tijuana.
Oh, yes, Manuel. Oh, Lord, though, we did have fun, didn't we?
Well, I do not consider tonight with Prince fun. I'm deadly serious on this, Del. This could be my last chance.
Oh.
Can you imagine me, a dyed-in-the-mill princess?
Darling, with your talent and my creative genius, I can imagine you as queen of any place your little scheming heart desires. I can't get the pin.
Well, my heart desires Malcooth, darling. And don't think it hasn't happened.
Don't think what hasn't happened.
Nice American girls marrying royalty. I mean, look at Grace Kelly. There was Hope Cook.
So why not Tiffany Hill, huh?
Why not, indeed, darling? This could be my big time. I could get back to my old self again.
Well, darling, you have made a big time, and you are back to your old self. You've made a turning point. I am delighted.
On what?
You're back to yourself, frankly, darling. Now that you're on the hot trail of a genuine prince, I don't mind telling you, Tiffany, you are becoming just a touch suburban. You know what I mean? I was beginning to miss the old Tiffany.
Oh, I missed you, too, to tell you the truth. It's nice to be back in the harness again, believe me.
But just between us kids, dear heart, what took you so long? Robert?
Maybe. At least at the beginning it was, I know.
And now?
Now I'm getting a little trifle bored with him making goo-goo eyes at a diaper rash.
Yeah, Robert's sweet, I suppose. He looks dumb with the belt. But you're right, darling. He's not exactly the prince of a kingdom.
No, he doesn't actually give trinkets on the first meeting either.
Oh, how sweet. It would be nicer with a few jewels encrusted, but as you say, for a first meeting, it's sweet.
Yeah, well, darling, this is only the tip of the iceberg, believe me. Now, come over here and we've got to find something sensational. You've got to be your best at the challenge, darling.
Darling, you've challenged me 100 times if I ever let you down.
Hello, Tiffany, Delphina.
Heather.
Did I come at a bad time?
Hello. No, not if you're buying. There's no such thing.
I'm buying. Believe me, I have a very important date tonight, and the dress is the basic part of the plan.
Plan, darling?
Sure. Set a fire into some man.
Oh, yeah, there's something else. I'm not going to be here for dinner tonight. Bert wants to get a start early this evening.
Start on what?
Well, that's good. Kelly, you didn't even say anything. Cynthia Elliott, we have to take her up to a psychiatric hospital in Morrowville.
Morrowville? That's a long drive from here. Why are you getting started so late? Hi, Scotty. I'll be with you in just a second.
No rush. Can't leave until the paperwork's all done.
Well, why don't you just stay here tonight and get an early start in the morning?
That'd be the easiest thing for everybody, except for the fact that Cynthia's being held at the hospital here, and they need the bed space.
Well, that's going to get you back here awful late tonight.
Oh, I don't think we're even going to try and come back tonight. We'll get up there. By the time we get her checked in and all the paperwork done up there, it's going to be too late to come back. So we'll check into a hotel and get her started early in the morning.
I think that's the best thing to do. Makes most sense. Of course, Heather's going to be a little disappointed. She was very excited about your date tonight. She went to Delphina's to buy a dress especially for the occasion.
We had absolutely nothing special planned for this evening. She's going to have to understand that my work is very important to me. And if she can't understand that, I cannot have any kind of a commitment to her. That and a lot of other things. And anyhow, I have to go up and pack an overnight bag.
Okay. Sorry to keep you waiting, Scotty. What are you going to have?
Oh, I'll have coffee,
Okay.
a hamburger.
How do you want that cooked?
Oh, medium.
Okay, coming right up.
Right.
Yeah, hello, George. This is Scotty. Listen, about that meeting tonight, I'm going to have to cancel it. No, it's no problem. It's just that something real important has come up, and I can take care of our work tomorrow. It's just something personal. Well, you see, someone owes me a debt, and tonight I'm going to collect it. So I'll see you later. Goodbye.